Hey everybody, my name is MetalMusicMan.
And I am Professor Lex.
And it is COVID podcast number 4 time. Well, COVID podcast number 2. Full-on podcast
number 4, yeah.
Number 4. So
because we're doing this like weekly. I'm so proud of us. I thought for sure that one of us would not have done this weekly.
You know, somehow every week we both sit here and we text and we sit on the pre-podcast chat and we say, like, what are we going to talk about? We're going to come up with some topics, and we're both pieces of shit. And you're a little bit
If we really loved you, audience, we would have thought about this.
You're a little bit less of a piece of shit than I am, which, you know, isn't surprising. But generally speaking, we're both pretty shitty, and we're both like, yeah, you know, words, things, video games, butts. Butts and sadness is always on the docket. It never quite comes up. It's always a footnote.
But we first count minutes, then we do roll call, make sure that we've got quorum, and then it's butts and sadness.
Okay, I don't understand why you know about official board meeting protocol, but I hate you for bringing that up because my day started today.
With quorum?
I woke up. Yes, I woke up. Okay, I do IT. I'm the IT director for a private school, an elementary school, and so my job currently is a lot of bullshit tech support. And my morning started at like 6:30 with a fucking board meeting where I was teaching the olds how to use
you know who you are.
How to use Discord and use Discord to like screen share and voice chat. And I have like a server set up where there's like channels for people who are more or less important degrees of board members who have more or less access to different channels and discussion groups. I know it's crazy, right? Who thought video games would help the olds do their business? So anyway, yeah. So you talking about quorum and shit? I'm in there, and it's like it's 20 fucking people. I send out an instruction email, and they all follow the instructions. It's fine. It's like, hey, here's the Discord link to the Discord server. Here's how to download Discord. It went in an order that made sense. That order was backwards. But anyway, here's where you download Discord.
It was much better when you did it.
Here's where you create an account, whatever the fuck. And then it's like, here's the server link. Click the fucking server. And then when you get in the server, I'll give you a fucking role and you can see all the shit. Like, we know how Discord works. We're gamers. So probably like 85% of the people were just like, oh yeah, sure. Right?
Discord.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then like a lot of people... I told him to use like the app version because it's less finicky than the website version, even though the website version's fine. But if you're a dum-dum, the app version is better about like picking your input device and shit because your browser doesn't always have access to that.
And to be perfectly honest, if you're probably a dum-dum when it comes to technology, if you're an old.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, for the most part. Not always, but yeah.
Probably.
The odds are good. Yeah. The odds are good. So anyway, all these people they're like, they just were using it in Chrome. And so then I ended up after they're calling, so back to your quorum, they're calling roll call. They're like voting on shit. And they're like 3 or 4 out of like 20 people who are fucking like messaging me, and they're not DMing me because they don't know what a DM is. They're in like the general chat, or they're fucking
in the voice channel just screaming.
Or or I'm telling them like, did you join the voice channel? And they type in the text chat, I'm here. And I'm like, no, you're not. I don't see you in the voice channel. And they're like, and they're like, but I'm here. And I'm like, I understand that you have Discord open, but opening Discord does not. Like, this is like the level of shit that I'm dealing with. And then there's people who like didn't install the app. And then this is like the worst part. People are like trying to get a vote, but they can't get a quorum because they need like enough people or whatever in this group. Yeah, in the voice channel. A couple of them can't talk because they didn't fucking follow my instructions, right? So then I'm trying to figure out what their even deal is, right? So my first thing that I go through, and I didn't even know this was a thing till I walked through the troubleshooting step. I'm like, why the fuck doesn't your mic work? Your mic should be working. Go to the microphone settings. I walk them through, click the fucking cogwheel, go to voice settings, whatever the fuck. And there's a blue button that says, let's check. And you can check your mic. And they go, I don't see that. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you don't see it? It's a giant blue button that says, let's check. Long story short, that button doesn't exist in the web version. So it took me about 15 minutes to figure out. And so then I was like, okay, my theory is that they don't have the app installed and that they're on the web version because the web version apparently doesn't have the let's check button. Okay, now I need to definitively figure out, I need to know that they're in the web version. So I'm like, okay, if you look at your taskbar, are you in Chrome or are you in Discord? And they go, Discord. And then I go, Okay. Are you though? Okay, but
when you think about it, when you look at it,
is it like a tab that says Discord and there are other tabs that you could browse the internet and they're like, it's Discord. And I go,
I'll go back.
And then I'm like, what do you do when you want to browse the internet? And they go, I get on the internet. And I'm like, all right, but like, what do you...
I click on the internet.
What would you say you click? Does it look like a colored circle? Does it look like a big blue E? And they're like, the big blue E. And I'm like, all right, you're in the browser version. Fuck you, fucking piece of shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
There was a guy who I went through that whole thing with. And then at a certain point, I couldn't get him to confirm it one way or the other. So I somehow got him to take a screenshot. And he was like, I'm in Discord. I'm definitely in Discord. I got him to take a screenshot. He sends it to me. And I said, thank you. We're in a text chat, mind you. And this guy types slow. He sends me the screenshot. He somehow follows those instructions, which are way harder than everything else. I don't know how. He follows those. He sends the screenshot. I say, excellent. This is very helpful. And then he says, great. And then I say, you are in the web version. You are still in the web version.
You never left the web version.
Yeah,
you were born in the web version.
He had closed and opened it like 5 times. And every time I was like, did you install the program? And he goes, yes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
He had never installed it. He had never installed it once. He was just clicking the link to the email and going to the web version every time. Anyway, they were. I don't want to go on this too long. It's probably way less funny to everyone else than it is to me. But like, it's just so. Anyway, when you said quorum, I had a panic attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got nom flashbacks.
It gave me a nom flashback from this morning, and that's why I needed to take a power nap. But I didn't take one. I just drank a bunch of wine instead.
No, you drink wine?
Yeah. Well, this wine it's bourbon barrel aged.
Ah, yes, I've had that. Haven't I? I had that at your place.
I don't think I had this one at my place with you, but I might be forgetting it because of all the alcohol that I've drank in my life.
Sure.
So it's possible that I just don't remember. But I don't remember drinking this specific one with you. No.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, that's how my morning started. That's how quorums work, and I don't know why you know about boards, but I guess that's a thing people do in the city.
No,
you just know it because you're Professor Lex,
and
you know things.
I'm expected to know these.
You're expected to know random things. So yeah, that I don't know. That's where like I fucking started. Do you want to tell people about your eye, or should they not?
Sure. Yeah.
Lex's eye has AIDS. He has eye AIDS.
Well, I may or may not have ocular herpes, which is essentially like
a dirty eye hooker.
I butterfly kissed a hooker, and now I'm paying the price. Maybe. I might be paying the price for butterfly kissing a hooker.
What do you suppose the going rate?
I don't know, man. If I were a hooker, I'd have better standards. I wouldn't let someone butterfly kiss me.
And you're like, take me to the dirtiest crevice of the city. And she's like, hey, it'll be $10 for a blowjob. And you're like, I don't want that shit.
Nah, none of that.
I'm into the kinky stuff.
Oh yeah.
I want some butterfly kisses. All right, I'm not the clean kind. The dirty, the kind that are on your brown eye. Those are the butterfly kisses that I want. All right. No, anyway, you have ocular herpes.
Yeah, I may or may not have ocular herpes. They haven't confirmed it.
Okay.
It could just be. Say again.
It's good that we're holding out.
Yeah, I'm holding out. Yeah. It's not really a big deal. Like as far as it's not a sexually transmitted disease. This isn't.
But it's fun to pretend that it is.
Yeah, yes, absolutely,
of course.
And it caused an abrasion, a corneal abrasion, which is like a scrape on the surface of your eye, and that has just been getting progressively worse. And then I'll do some shit like take steroids, ocular steroids, or antibiotics or antiviral.
Gotta beef that eye up.
Yeah, depending on what they feel like it is that week. And then it'll get better, and then it'll immediately get worse. My favorite trick is it's called recurring corneal erosion, where the surface of my eye adheres to my eyelid. It sticks while I'm asleep.
And then you might.
Say again?
Because it's closed? Because
it's closed. Well, yes. but it sticks. Normally your eye is moist enough that it doesn't stick.
Yes.
And then kind of like...
because it doesn't have an open wound.
Right.
Yes.
You remember the scene in a Christmas Story where the kid sticks his tongue to the telephone pole, the frozen telephone pole, and then it gets stuck, and the only way to take it off is to rip it off.
Who could forget?
That's what happens to the surface of my eye while I'm asleep, while I'm trying to have rapid eye movement, which is where you get your nice, helpful, restful sleep. So I am strung out and tired.
Oh, I hadn't even thought when you just said REM, the rapid eye movement. That's for those of you that don't know. Yeah. We'll go over that quickly. When you're the sleepiest sleep, that's the goodest good.
The good sleep.
When you get
where
the
you
shit.
Have the sleep.
Yeah, when you feel rested, actually. That's rapid eye movement, which is when your eye is closed. Sometimes your eyes are closed and you're sleeping, but you're not having rapid eye movement. But whenever you start having rapid eye movement, where your eye just shoots around like a crazy person while your eyelid's closed, that's the best sleep. And sometimes you get apparently the amount of REM sleep you get isn't related to necessarily how long you sleep. You could hypothetically get into REM sleep. Really and get enough REM sleep, to get 2 or 3 hours to sleep for the whole day. Anyway, so since we know the eye is rapidly moving, and since you have a hooker wound on your eyelid,
yes, the hooker wound,
that is not a combo that I had considered until just now. You had explained that it stuck to your eyelid when your eye was closed, and that made sense. But I didn't think about the constant REM
when it might do that sort of thing.
Rapid eye. Well, that's just tearing. That's different. I was thinking it had stuck to your eye when you went to sleep. And then when you wake up and open your eyes, it would unstick, which might also happen.
I mean, that happened once, but the majority of the time I've been waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning.
And it's just tearing. Your eyes flicking around. It's just tearing.
Yeah,
oh my God. That's got to be shit for your sleep too, right? Because it probably wakes you up.
I wake up, and then I have tears streaming down just one eye. And it takes me 10, 20 minutes to get back to sleep because of the horrible... Because I'm opening my eye, the surface of my eye up. Which is, making me... I've got really blurry, fuzzy vision. Anyway,
that's a yikes,
it should
my
be getting
dude.
Better.
All right.
Say again?
That's a yikes, my dude.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The worst thing that happened to me after I woke up, besides the board meeting, was that I gave my cat a hug as soon as I woke up, and she was all cuddly. Oh, it was great. She was all cuddly and great. And then, as my cat is wont to do, she randomly, for no apparent reason whatsoever, transitioned immediately from hug to dig her back claws into my chest and run up, because what happens is, and this is, I guess, my fault in this regard, when she gets the hugs and the cuddles and the snuggles, she often gets excited because she's like, cuddles are great. And then when she gets cuddles, she wants to eat food. And it was breakfast time. Time. So I gave her the hug. And anyway, I got 2 big ass gashes right on my chest, and they're right on where I have a mole. So it was a bleedy, gross. We've transitioned into just gross body stuff.
Yeah. Did you guys want the body horror episode?
Horror episode.
We had discussed a handful of topics, and body horror was not on the list.
This was not on them.
We're you want to talk about life in a post-COVID world? And we were like, I don't know.
What about cat cuts?
People out? Yeah.
So anyway, those are the things that happen to our bodies.
Yes.
And we can cleanly transition into one of several topics.
Oh,
that
sure.
We discussed.
Well, I was gonna try and pretend like this is about video games occasionally. I was gonna say these are the things that we've been doing that aren't play video games in the post-COVID world. We haven't played video games very much either.
I really haven't. I've played a lot less video games as part of this break than I would have expected, and I think it's because it doesn't feel like we know it's going to be a long time, but it doesn't feel like a guaranteed long time. It feels like at any moment, maybe that's a hazard of the job that I have, but it feels like at any moment I could get a text message or a phone call or an email, and I'll have to put out some stupid fucking fire because the olds can't use Discord or whatever the fuck, And so I think that inhibits my ability to
sit down and enjoy and relax.
Yes. And
let down your guard.
Right. And so one of my favorite things to do, we were talking about your girlfriend's getting into Skyrim because she just got a computer and she joined the PC Master Race. Congratulations. I usually play a game like that when I'm on a Christmas break or an Easter break or whatever the fuck. So whenever I have my long break, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play Pillars of Eternity or some RPG that I can really close all the fucking windows and just spend, because I don't like playing those games piecemeal. I need to sit down and play Skyrim or Pillars or whatever the fuck for like 8 hours a day, every day for like 4 days. And I just need to like sink into it.
Because personally, I leave planet Earth when I'm deeply invested in an RPG.
Yeah,
and I can't
same.
be expected to come back to planet Earth.
Yeah, fuck all y'all. Unfair. I can't, dude. When Skyrim came out, when it was released, which was 11/11/11 if memory serves, which is fucking.
That sounds right.
Nuts that I just said that out loud. That game is
Skyrim's 9 years old. You're an old.
Holy shit! I had not rationalized that until this exact second. That is fucking insane. I cannot believe Skyrim is 10 years old.
You accidentally did the math.
Yeah, that's insane. Anyway,
now
when Skyrim came out, I took off work and I literally played it for 36 of the first 48 hours that it was out.
And then you were in a medically induced coma to save your life?
It was amazing. No, I got 4 hours of sleep 2 nights, you know? It was just like I went to bed at fucking...
sure. Yeah, that's normal. That's much better.
You know, 4 is not... in the spectrum, I'm not saying it's good. It's obviously bad.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, in the spectrum of things, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of... I feel like I just know a lot of insomniacs. Like, proper insomniacs. I have trouble sleeping. I would describe myself on an insomnia spectrum, but I feel like there are multiple people for some reason in the, specifically the St. Louis Smash scene that I know that have like
real insomnia.
Insomnia. You know, so like, I guess I kind of downplay
stolen valor.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like I need that time to play those games, and I just feel like I don't have that kind of mental break. I don't know if other people feel that way or not. Like maybe it's quote unquote fortunate if people aren't, you know, working remotely, that they can play RPGs. I mean, they're not getting any paychecks, but God King Trump is going to save us with that $1,200 stimulus.
Oh yeah, so, in the next 6 months or whatever.
I googled that today because I was curious whether I would qualify and how it was going to come in. And I was appalled at how absurdly vague the description was. Have you
deliberately is the word you're looking at?
Well, but also deliberately absurdly. Sure. I feel like we need both. We can't have one or the other.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, you know, we expect to make a website that'll tell you if you're eligible in the coming time. That was like a literal quote. It was like we're definitely going to give you this, and we're also going to give you a means to find out how you get it and tell you how you will get it, and we're working on it, and we'll let you know. And I was just like, wow, is even like I don't really know what my expectations were. Like,
that was the mistake. That was the second mistake, was having them.
But but I'm sure that they were low, and yet
you found a way to surprise yourself all over again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. COVID's fucking batshit. So
yeah, and it's making fighting games harder to play.
Yeah,
I'm learning bad habits from playing online.
Yep. No, I had kind of thought about it, and it is I don't know. It is a little overdramatic on the one hand, but on the other hand, I think it is technically true to say the sentence that there will be like irreparable damage to the fighting game community. Because there's just going to be ties that are lost,
Yeah, there already has been. We lost Michigan Masters. They're out. They're out of the game.
I don't even know what that is.
Michigan Masters is a long-running tournament.
It's a tournament in Michigan.
In Michigan, yes.
But you didn't think I was smart enough.
I assume that Kin Masters is the one who organizes it. But it's dead now. They were lined up to have the event, and then like 2 days before the event was scheduled to happen, that's when they got the stay-at-home order and said you can't have an event with more than like 20 people.
And they just can't cover. They can't cover their.
Well, yeah, losses. I mean they paid everybody back because they had to legally, and there's no way that they. And
then they're fucked, right?
Yeah, they could try and come back, but after a loss like that, I don't blame them. Because like most tournaments don't operate at a profit anyway.
Running a tournament is a pretty pointless endeavor in terms of business. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a financial prospect, you don't run tournaments to make money. You do it for the community, and I think that's what's taken the biggest hit, aside from
that's fighting games,
bad habits,
right?
Yeah.
Like it's just grassroots shit.
It is. It's a bunch of dudes got together in somebody's basement or in a bar or in a former wedding venue, and then one day it isn't open, Just say, for example, and now we're all suffering. We're all paying the price for it. It's like, yeah, I'm ready to go back to a tournament, and I recognize that that's not going to happen for like 10 months or something. I feel like we're going to be in this for a while. I don't have any insider info. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. Okay. You feel like we're not going to have fighting game tournaments for 10 months, or you feel like we're going to be in COVID lockdown for 10 months?
COVID lockdown. This is is this that you haven't considered this, or that you're suffering COVID?
I've considered it vaguely in the ether.
You hadn't put any real thought into it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm qualified to have real thought. I haven't spent the time or done the research, but like I am. My generic pessimistic idea is that it'll definitely be almost the entire summer, right? Like, because that'll take us to August,
maybe September.
Yeah. 10. You're thinking like double that.
If you want me to be totally honest, the responsible thing to do would be to have us locked down for 18 months. I know. And I'm talking about like a little bit stricter than we have been in St. Louis. Because like if I wanted to go out and do something right now, I could. And I'm smarter than that. But a lot of people aren't. And that's going to make the problem worse.
Sure.
The responsible thing would be to what month is it now? It's April.
Yeah.
Let us have in October of next year. The economy can't recover from that. The fighting game economy certainly can't. Because that's 2 combo breakers I'd miss, and I'm not frequently prepared for that.
Speechless, Professor Lex, but I am. I'm in a bucket of sorrow right now.
Yeah,
that's bad shit. Fuck, man.
If you want a higher, okay, so I'm trying to minimize loss.
Minimize what? I had to cut out.
Loss of life. Sorry. If you wanted to like rerun the numbers for like the economy, then you get way more deaths. And if you want to try and make like some kind of a weird mix of the two, then you put us in lockdown for like 4 months, and then you let us do what we want for a month, and then you let us back and put us back in.
So, like shifting for
and that's
to make sure people don't go totally crazy Mad Max about it. You mean?
Yeah. But like any way we do it, we're kind of hosed.
People gonna die.
People are dying.
But they're gonna die too.
Sure. Not that they've stopped. What a depressing podcast.
This has been a pretty fucking depressing one, I've got to say.
Dude, okay, talk to me about butts. Not okay. We can dip back into COVID, but
no, let's FADC into butts, man.
Tell me about the butts, George.
There are no real butts. Okay, so
you can't have any real butts in COVID.
No, well, I might have one anyway. I might be irresponsible, but
that is irresponsible, and I will high five you when COVID stops, and if you're alive.
All right, cool. I'm probably not going to die of butt COVID. So I've got I don't know. There's the one usual one that I'm clearly never going to do anything with, but I don't know. Maybe it'll end up.
How has that been going?
She messaged me again the other day at like a less stupid time. She had been messaging me. She'd been messaging me every day.
She's breaking the rules.
I know. She had been messaging me every day at like 2 a.m. one time, and then I would respond at like 8 or 9 a.m. I would respond at like 8 or 9 a.m. and then she would not respond until like 2 a.m. the next day. Let me see what her distance is again, by the way.
Oh yeah, because you told me that she lives.
Okay, so she lives somewhat nearby in St. Louis, but she was like 100 miles away, and so now she's like 10 or 15 miles away or some shit. And so I'm like, all right, I guess totally you exist. Doable. You live in the immediate vicinity, and but anyway, she hasn't messaged me in like 2 days, so maybe tonight at 2 a.m. I'll get something.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
She's whatever. You. That's like, that's not going to be a thing. If that becomes a thing, I'll be shocked. It would be great if it did, because we've already, she's very she's high commodity, highly sought after. She's a webcam in the COVID market. Do you know about that, by the way?
I did not know that the webcam industry had crashed.
You can't buy webcams.
Really?
You can't buy them. Because every
Who knew?
Well, think about it.
Everyone's trying to Skype their relatives, and everyone's trying to set up their grandma.
And everyone's trying to set up the olds, and also their businesses are buying them. So there are companies that like they just bought pallets.
So that you could teleconference. Yeah,
they bought pallets of webcams so they could conference for the business. So my brother texted me the other day, and he goes, "What's the best webcam that I can get?" like for whatever, like some generic cheap good webcam.
$60.
And I'm like easily Logitech C920, nothing beats it. There's like the C922 and C920S. They're all variants of the same shit, whatever the fuck. Any one of those, they're all like between $60 to $100. Okay. They're usually right around $70 or $80 depending on the sale. And it's the webcam I'm using right now for reference.
Oh, congrats. You look much better than my shitty laptop webcam.
Yeah. And so your shitty laptop webcam, were it extracted and turned into a regular webcam, would probably only be like $30 less than this. So, like, for the money, in my opinion, it's the best webcam you can get. So then he responds back and he's like, oh, man, I need something, like, way cheaper than that. You need to give me something way cheaper than that. That's not going to work. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, I know my brother doesn't have, like, the highest income. But also, dear God, what situation is he in where this, like, $70 webcam is going to fuck him over? So I'm like, that can't, what the fuck? Did I send him the wrong model? So then I Googled the Logitech C920 webcam.
Oh, no.
It's like $200 because
of the scalpers?
Because the demand is so insane. It's like out of fucking stock everywhere. So anywhere that gets it in stock, they're like, we're going to sell this shit for $200 fucking bucks because why the fuck not? And people will buy it. So then I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, there's got to be, maybe there's some on eBay. So then I looked up that model. I'm like, Logitech C920 on eBay, right? There's one on like the very top of the list. I'm just skimming. I'm assuming it's not gonna be a good idea. But there's one at the top of the list and it's like $49.99, still like up for bid. And I'm like,
sure.
Okay, it's starting at $50. Maybe he could get in.
The price has gone up, but he could still get it reasonably.
Yeah, maybe he could bid and maybe it'll close out at some, I don't know. And then like I look at the fucking footnote. It's in red. Says X people are watching this auction. Like 2,000 people.
Oh, no.
2,000 people watching that auction for a fucking $50 webcam.
No, there was no buy it now option, I take it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So like that's like 2 days in advance at $50, 2,000 people.
Yeah,
that webcam's gonna sell for like $1,000 or some shit. So yeah, webcams are gone. You can't buy webcams. Anyway.
I didn't know that.
It's crazy.
Of helping the olds, my aunt asked me to set up a Discord. Well, she didn't ask me to do that specifically. She didn't know what she was asking me at the time, but she essentially told me that she wanted me to set up a family Discord channel and then walk all of my relatives through it over the phone so that they could log into Discord.
And why not?
Not looking forward to doing that.
Do you want me to forward you my notes?
Yeah. Please forward me your notes, and I will see what I can do.
Okay, I'll forward them over to you after this.
Thank you. But yeah, no. Ass. We're still talking about
butts. So
you have the other butt.
The other butt is this feels like it's just a COVID chat butt. It feels like
expound. You can't just say COVID chat butt and then drop it.
Oh, I can't. Okay,
what is a COVID chat butt? I've been monogamous for so long, Will.
I forget that people aren't in the hellish wasteland of an abyss of
you want to
dating,
talk about Mad Max
like I am. Yeah, no shit, dude. So COVID butt chat is just like, you're like, hey, we're both COVID. I may or may not have liked you given normal circumstances, or had I liked you given normal circumstances, we might have not messaged that much. But because we're both COVID horny, we're gonna message. And not even necessarily COVID horny. This isn't really like a sexty chat. It's like we're both COVID lonely or some shit. We'll send like random messages.
Emotionally horny.
She seems like a neat chick. I would call myself interested. So this isn't about me not being remotely interested so much as it is whenever you're talking to a chick in online dating. I feel like I need to bring this up every time because people don't think it's a thing. They think that I'm like fucking like some weird incel or some shit. Or they
no. You're not an incel.
No, I know I'm not. You know I'm not. But my point is,
I'm vouching for you.
Sure. Where I'm about to go is, online dating.
Wait, shit. I've not given.
Yeah, it's too late. You already vouched for me. Anyway, all women are whores.
Wait, no. Rope it back. Dial it in. Come on, man.
Okay, no.
My credibility as a professor is on the line. I'm risking.
It's too late. You vouched for me. You're gonna get canceled with me. No. Okay. So what I was actually gonna say before I made a horrible sexist joke and threw you under the bus is that women are S tier in online dating. They're fucking S tier. So this chick's got
bad matchups.
They have no bad matchups. And the reason, okay, let's clarify. Actually, you know what? Let's use some fighting game analogies right now. It's not that women are a good character. It's that men only have gimmicks. Men only have gimmicks, and men suck at every matchup.
So we've got really good knockdown Okizeme, but
no, men don't even have that. No, men don't even have that. Men have nothing. Men are men. Okay. Let's use the 90th percentile. Okay, the 90th percentile of women are like Ryu in his worst game. They're a completely fine character.
Third Strike? Okay.
They're fine. Yeah, Ryu in Third Strike. He's fine. There's not necessarily a reason to play Ryu. You're not going to like champion the fact that Ryu exists and is this great thing that is to be sought after. But he's Ryu.
Yeah.
He's Ryu.
He's still good.
He's Ryu. He's got all the things that you need to do. And then the 90th percentile of dudes is like Dan. It's Dan. And all they do,
where you've got super cancel into ultra.
They don't do anything. They're gonna spam these shitty fireballs that disappear right away, and they're like, well, that didn't work. Random ultra, and they're just random ultraing every so that
and you can block that on reaction.
Yeah. So to be clear, the meta is not that way because women are S tier. Women are effectively S tier. Women are effectively S tier because dudes are Dan. Okay.
No, the best dudes are Dan, and then bad dudes.
No, the best dudes are Akuma. There are Akuma dudes.
Really?
Oh, there are. Oh, there.
Okay.
But that's like okay. The best dudes are not Street Fighter 3 Akuma. The best dudes are Akuma in Street Fighter 2. He's a non-playable character that you have to use a cheat code to select. He 99-1s everyone. Everyone wants to play him, right? But you can't
he's soft banned.
He's soft banned, but he's soft banned. Exactly. That's so those dudes are like, they're either married or they're gay, or if they're actually single, they're like the inverse problem of the same thing, where it's just like, you're fucking Akuma. Everybody's putting that code in. We can't all play on that cabinet. We can't all play on that cabinet. Even if it's a polyamorous Street Fighter 2 cabinet with like 8 sticks on it. even if there's like 8 sticks on the cabinet, there's still only so many players.
Only the one guy.
There's only so many players.
Game.
Yeah. So with that all out of the way, those are my thoughts on online dating matchups. Matchups. Okay, so I'm like the character I already play, right? No, I'm not even that. I'm not even Ganon. I'm way better than Ganon.
Shit.
On a tier list.
You're better than Ganon?
I'm way better than Ganon. I'm not even remotely Ganon on a tier list. I'm like, what am I on a tier list? I'm like
on the guy tier list or on the overall tier list?
On the guy tier list. On the guy tier list. Yeah, guys specifically. There's no point. There's no point.
Yeah.
On the guy tier list, I'm like, if we're using Smash Brothers, I'm like Young Link or something.
Oh, that's pretty high.
I'm a character. Yeah. I'm a character that people think is top tier, and
is definitely overrated.
Yes.
Or shit.
Yes. No. Is definitely overrated. 100%. And the thing of it is, it's mostly I'm good at matchups that I really don't care that I'm good at. Right? Like Young Link.
You're dominating.
Young Link doesn't want to hook up with Bowser. He doesn't give a fuck about Bowser, but Young Link's like, whatever, I guess I'm really good at the Bowser matchup. And Bowser players are like, man, Young Link's so good. I wish I could get his number. And Young Link's just like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck about you, Bowser.
I'm chasing after that Palutena.
That's me. Yeah, that's me. And then exactly. So then I do okay against some top tiers, right? I do pretty good against some top tiers.
Top tiers,
but then there's other top tiers that just shit on me because they're like, well, you're not Beard Ryu, so
Hot Dad Ryu.
You're not. Yeah. You're not Hot Dad Ryu. Therefore, and I'm like, yeah. You know what? I just can't play that matchup. I got to counterpick. There's no point. Like, I can't play that matchup.
What does counterpicking look like on Twitter?
Counterpicking on Tinder looks like taking testosterone injections so I can grow facial hair and actually working out, and then getting a surgery so that I'm 1 inch taller. Because as someone who's 5'11", I am effectively 4'2".
Yeah, you're stuck, man.
I'm effectively 4'2".
Yeah.
So that's counterpicking, which I'm like, fuck that. I'll be a character loyalist. That's fine. I know what my matchups are. But I wish like Ganondorf is pretty decent against like the Shotos. Ganondorf does good against Bowser. I wish as Ganondorf that I did better against Zero Suit Samus. But Bowser and Donkey Kong are the ones that want to fight me. Donkey Kong wants to fight me so bad. Donkey Kong's like, oh yeah. And I'm just like, look, I get it. I'm just not, I don't want to play that matchup. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, it's a really bad matchup. And they're like, no, you just need to practice it. I'm like, I don't want to practice fighting Donkey Kong. This has gotten very literal, but I promise this analogy still works out to a degree. So anyway, back to COVID butt chats. COVID chat butts.
Yeah, chat butt, yeah.
COVID chat butts. So yeah, this chick messages me about like random stuff, and I'm like, all right, this is fine. Like, we can talk about some things. She seems cool. We were talking about some nerd stuff today. We talked like a little bit before this. We talked about what else did we talk about? We talked about cosplay shit and like some media stuff. And she was talking about
cosplays?
No.
Oh, well, okay, never mind.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm emotionally prepared.
Are you ready for how good I am at flirting?
Yeah, man. How good are you at flirting?
Because the conversation... oh my God, this is so perfect for everything we just said. The conversation was about, and I tried to make it not this, but the conversation was about how her brother cosplays. And I was like, all right, well, this has gone horribly. I'm just gonna tank it further.
You gotta lean into it.
And I'm gonna lean into it and make a humorous joke. And I was like, damn, is your brother single? And her response was, oh yes, very much so. And I was like, well, all right.
Damn, she threw her brother under the bus.
Do you remember what I was talking about the matchups? Yeah. So then this chick was like, well, I usually date burly beard dudes, but now you've like won me over. And I'm like, I literally can't tell how much of this is sarcasm where there is something and how much of it is, and how much of it is just actually no shot. So that is my problem. That is why I'm Young Link, because I will shit on certain characters. I will do really well in certain matchups, right? And people will say that, but then you're like, Young Link versus, I don't even know his matchups very well to say this, but he is a character that's that way, where he's like, busted, dumb, why the fuck did he get buffed? Stupid fucking character, super good. You have no right to bitch if you play him. But also, there are definitely some matchups that are kind of frustrating. They're kind of bad as Young Link. Like, so I'm fucking Young Link, man. And so this, I don't think she was actually setting me up with her brother, but she might have been. And I don't want to play that matchup. unless
I'm so sorry. Unless he's ST Akuma, right?
No. ST Akuma is like Pharaoh. Pharaoh is ST Akuma.
Oh, okay.
Pharaoh. Oh, come on.
No. Pharaoh's super hot.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Pharaoh is ST Akuma. Pharaoh is default generic hot dude in every checkbox.
He's got the beard. He's got the tattoos. He's got the muscles.
He's quiet and reserved so that the women won't be too challenged after they look at his hotness.
He's not loud and scary.
Yes. So Pharaoh's ST Akuma. If I'm cannibalizing the dude side of the matchup chart, that's like nowhere near. No, I'm not anywhere near that. I'm like even Cloud is probably too masculine for me. But that's not to say with the right alt, right? Yeah, with the right alternate costume, maybe Cloud.
Do you prefer the Advent Children or the classic?
I don't really know enough to follow that analogy.
Have you seen his costume? Have you ever played Smash Brothers
There's one with a giant screw on his shoulder. I know that's classic. One. That's the normal one?
That's him from 7.
I feel like that one's worse than the one where he has a trench coat.
Yeah, that's Advent Children.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. You're up to speed.
I feel like the trench coat is better.
Okay.
But they're both, Cloud is like an effeminate man, but he's still a man. Right?
Hold on. So you know how the internet doesn't know. I've been messaging Will all day trying to get him to play a JRPG, and you should play the upcoming Final Fantasy VII that releases on April 10th because if you didn't know, there's a portion of the game where Cloud has to infiltrate. I'm going to try not to spoil this for people who haven't played the game before, including you.
You've already said plugging and infiltrate. I just want you to know how difficult it's going to be for me not to make innuendo jokes going forward. So you better be on your game.
It's going to get harder.
Okay.
So he has to infiltrate an operation, and he has to seduce a dude, and in order to seduce this dude, he has to get a dress.
I'm sorry. This is real, and you're not making it up as you go along just to fuck with me?
I am not.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah. He has to get a dress. Okay. Well, okay.
I did not expect this. I thought I was going to have to try to make innuendo. Apparently, I did not. Okay.
No. Okay. So if you really want to go into Final Fantasy VII blind, just skip the next 30, 60 seconds. Okay.
I'm not going to do it. I'm too curious.
No, you're not. Yeah. So Cloud has to get a dress, and it has to be made of the right material. And he's got to get the perfume and the right wig. And you do this by having a burpee contest with what do you call it? Like a muscle man. In order to get, you have to play mini games to get all of the accoutrement in order to pass. So it's you and 2 other girls, and the guy that you're trying to seduce picks one of you 3. And if you got all of the best items, he picks you. And then he takes you to his chamber, and you're like, "Whoopah! I'm a dude. Let's fight." Welcome back to the podcast where Will stares blankly at me, but you can't see that because it's a podcast. Will, you should play Final Fantasy VII. I can't make this shit up. Someone else already did.
Why are you like this?
Will. So don't tell me the Cloud isn't effeminate enough.
I don't think he is, but I also haven't seen that, so I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So
I'll send you the pics.
If we're using game examples,
okay.
Gerudo cosplay Link. Breath of the Wild Link.
Breath of the Wild, yeah.
Yeah, Gerudo cosplay Breath of the Wild Link. In-game, borderline. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's on the line. Probably. Yeah, probably. Let's be honest. Probably. Not 100%, but yeah, that's a hard probably.
With some COVID madness in there?
Yeah, or without COVID madness and enough, of a bad week or drunkenness or the right the right moves. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably a thing. But that compared to the fucking horny Twitter tweets of fan art of that Link, those are all 100%. I'm just like, yep. That's it. I'm just yep. We're just that's where we're at. That's the line for me. I feel like I can't imagine Cloud being as hot as Gerudo cosplay Link.
I will freely admit I am looking it up so that I can send it to you so we can have your reaction.
Okay. Yeah. Do we wait? How hard is this going to be to find? Should I Google it? Oh God, this is going to be in my search history now. Hot Cloud? Femboy Cloud.
I mean, you could just say.
I literally searched for that. Let's find out. It has not returned any good results. These are all terrible. They're non-canon, bad fan drawings. I kind of wish this had video right now. This artistry is poor.
It lacks perception.
This is very poor artistry. You tweeted it to me?
No. I direct messaged it to you. Yeah, I put it on your Twitter wall.
God. Thank God you didn't fucking public tweet me. All right.
At MetalMusicMan.
No, this is so much less hot than Link. So much less hot.
I don't have a scale for this.
Not even close. You have no. Okay. You know what? We're diving into butts. We're diving into butts. Man. I would like to talk about. You are one of the rare A2 100 percentile straight people. Would you describe yourself as such?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so. I'm sorry. The subtle understated pause of that was ridiculous. Yeah, I find that hard to believe, and this is frustrating for me in a lot of ways. Okay,
sure,
not the least of which is going to be because of all 2 people who listen to this podcast.
We love you.
We love you all. Thank you for listening. But what always happens to me is everyone's just like, "Oh man, Metal is so gay because he looks like a twink and he wants to do all the dudes." And I'm just
not fair.
I give him a tiny have you seen what's the meme where it's open the gate a little bit, close the gate, and then open it a little bit.
Open it a little bit. Yeah.
That's my sexuality. Take that as far as you want when you want to have fun with that later. But that's the legitimateness of it. And every time I get on this topic. The super, super straight dudes, this is not you, but a lot of the super straight dudes will just be like, no, man, you're super bi, blah, 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 words. And I'm just like, I feel like it's pretty reasonable to have like a spectrum of things because
it's 2020.
It's fucking 2020 and like things aren't fucking binary. But everybody's very hard up to label me as like hard bi and hard gay. And I'm like, I feel like I don't approach either of those things. But because the fucking the uber straights, the old hets, because the old hets fucking like try and like shove that in my face. Sometimes it's like whenever I get on this topic, that's like the only thing that comes out of it. So I think this is good. While we're analyzing my sexual existence, this cloud does no.
That like, doesn't do it for you.
This cloud is like uncanny valley for me. It's like it'd be like if I did nothing else to my body as I am, and I just put on a wig with pigtails, and then I asked people if I was an attractive woman. No, I'm just a dude with a shitty wig. Like that's not like I'm not even. He's not trying. He's not doing anything. He's just a dude with a wig. This is like when Esam's girlfriend does his makeup on his Twitter feed. That's what this cloud is reminding me of right now. It's like a bald dude with a fucking beard who's just a dude and he has like eyeliner. Like that's not. I don't understand. But that's not. So anyway, words. Cloud is not hot. Link is hot. We have analyzed that.
We got to the bottom of sexuality. Who knew?
Yeah, we've solved it. But I feel like
that was in the cards.
I don't know. I can't imagine looking at this, but I mean, maybe that's how I am to your uber straightness or something. I cannot imagine looking at cloud. Like what you just said is so absurd to me. To compare, it's like to you, like you look at this picture that you just sent me of cloud. Mm-hmm. You look at this and you think that is remotely as attractive as Gerudo costume Link. Look up Gerudo costume Link.
The in-game costume?
I think we have to be fair.
Thank you.
Because if we do the fan art, the fan art's way more sexualized and hotter. I don't know how I know about that. It just shows up on my Twitter feed.
Yes, that's not me.
Okay, I'm not saying that's you, but you can't look at that and see that that's like a different thing than
it's cell shaded. It's pretty different, man.
Like I remember playing that game and then they were like, you're gonna dress up as a Gerudo, and I was like, oh, this will be funny, and I was like, oh, it's mostly hot, and then it's funny, but it's also kind of hot, and like, but like if I played this game, I would just be like I am actually disturbed. I don't know why I haven't closed this picture yet. This picture
staring into the abyss, and it's staring also into you.
This picture of Cloud with pigtails is really fucking me up. Like there's something about it that's like when you look at, again, I'm going to use Uncanny Valley. It's like when you look at animation and there's just something that you know is fucking wrong about it. And you're like, I can't put my finger on where or why it looks so disturbing to me, but it does.
But it is.
It does, and it is.
Okay, Will.
And I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't do masculine features and feminine features. Like I've seen some hot trans women that have beards. That's a thing. And it confuses me greatly. Like in a good way. I'm like, that's not a thing. Confusion. Even as I don't like. I look at that. Who knew that I would think that? Because like typically for me, more masculine features are not a thing that I'm just ever. Like I'm no, just doesn't do anything for me. No.
So you like a feminine feature and you're not as hung up on who it's on.
The odds of me ever being interested in a dude that wasn't at least as not manly as I am are like zero. And that's when we talk about like Donkey Kong versus Young Link, that's what I'm talking about. It's just like burly beard dudes are like, "What's up, man? You want to fucking be my like no, I'm not. I don't want to be your bottom. No. No. That's like 2 or 3 times a month. With the right woman. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in like repeated bottoming. No, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. So anyway, Cloud disturbs me. And I literally can't comprehend that this is the same to you. I'm still stuck on that.
I don't get it. I can't see the things you see. You know, like red green color people. That's how I'm. That's
red
how
green
I'm suffering.
colorblind.
Yeah, some people, red and green sort of blur together and turn into this sort of brownish thing, so they can't tell red and green apart. That's red-green color blindness. There's a different word for it that ends in like chromia, and I don't know what it is, but that's how...
Heterochromia and homeochromia.
Heterochromia is where your eyes are two different colors.
Yeah. Is that now?
You're not describing.
Okay. No, you're talking about just hair.
What are you saying, Will?
Weren't you? I thought you were talking about
color blindness. Color blindness.
Oh, right. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I was thinking? We're talking about women. You're talking about color. Okay. In my defense, you cut out like 3 times there. So I was trying to piece things together.
You're parsing it. Sure.
Also, I may have blacked out and started thinking about heterochromia.
Yeah. Have you seen the heterochromic cat from Animal Crossing that everyone's thirsty for?
No. I mean, I've seen cats like that and wolves like that. Just in general.
That people are thirsty for? Will.
That's an important distinction.
Did that one not make it?
No, that one made it.
Oh, good.
I just meant that I have seen heterochromatic ? Cats and dogs. Heterochromic?
I can't help you with this one.
Something. I have seen cats and dogs like that, referring to the eyes, not referring to them being hot, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
If I can just dig my grave even further.
Yeah, please. Here's the shovel.
The furry stuff, I don't understand either. I understand hot people that are doing furry cosplay, but like, I guess I'm as bad as you if we're talking about like that sexual spectrum.
Got color blindness.
Like, if it's like a hot person that's like wearing some generic furry shit, but it's like a hot person, I'm like, all right. But then when people are just like, here is like a barely anthropomorphic like cow, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't get to that degree like that. I'm as bad as you at that point where I just look at it and I'm like, I don't know. It looks like a cow. I don't.
Cows to me aren't inherently a sexy animal. I don't know that there is an inherently sexy animal, but it's definitely not cows.
That's
like no. But
I'm not going to put up with your cow shaming. How dare you?
And if someone else is into cows, that's fine. I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to talk.
Well, I mean, there is a line of anthropomorphizing. Fuck, these words are
anthropomorphic.
I know it's anthropomorphic, but what's in the way that I'm using it currently?
Anthropomorphized?
Thank you. Anthropomorphized. That's what I was looking for. Is there also anthropomorphication? Anthropomorphication. Can things be
sounds
anthropomorphicated? Right. I feel like they can.
That's what you guys paid to see, right? This is what you came to the podcast for. Let's hear how many times we can say anthropomorphized.
So anyway, there's definitely a line. I'm not gonna not throw my furry friends a bone. I think there's a line where you're like, all right, that's like some weird furry porn that's like, okay, that's on a degree that makes sense, I guess. I could get down to a degree with that. But then there's like a point where it goes past and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, no, I'm not. Like,
I'm not trying to have sex with a fox.
Yeah, I'm really not. I'm really not trying to have sex with a fox. There's a point
in everyone's life where we have to sit down and say, no, this is the line. I will not have sex with that fox.
This is like when we had I had a Smash Fest when I had like a bunch of people over and people were talking about this shit and I just paused everyone and I was like, can someone explain Vore to me? Like, I don't...
It's a control thing, Will. It's the ultimate form of control is to eat some...
Okay. I love it. You couldn't even finish that. So Vore, that didn't make sense either, but that's not where I was going immediately. The immediate part that doesn't make sense about Vore to me is that didn't make sense. It has since been explained to me. I am glad to be enlightened.
Please share the enlightenment. I want to hear your wisdom.
So I had no idea what like the word was. So it's like I'll be browsing 4chan. Here's some insights to how I jack off. I'll be browsing 4chan random because it's like masturbatorial roulette, right? Like you don't know what the fuck's gonna show up.
That's a dangerous game.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Play that.
Sometimes things show up but it's interesting because you're like, oh, I didn't know that I would find that interesting. Thank you, 4chan. Thank you. And then other times they're like, yeah, here's just a fox, and you're like, no,
wait,
I'm not interested in this, and I'm pretty sure it's probably illegal. So okay, this is actually the podcast I've been wanting to do this entire time.
This is the one.
This is the one. I know everyone thinks, if they're still listening at this point, once it gets put out, they think it's gone off the rails. This is the exact podcast. Do you remember when we talked about for like 4 hours? We talked about like for 4 hours before our first podcast what we're gonna do, and I was kind of like vaguely like, I want to talk about butts, but I didn't really.
These are the butts.
This is exactly like I love this shit. So I'm like looking at Vore shit. I don't understand it because I'm like going through my fucking 4chan roulette, right? And it's like Vore thread, and I'm like, what the fuck is Vore? That sounds what? And then I click it, and it's like fucking. It's not even good. It's like the shittiest 3D animation. It's the shittiest 3D animation I've ever seen of like it's like a giant bear, but it's not even like a hot bear. Like if a hot bear, I don't know what a hot bear would even look like, but like it's like the most
not like Baloo.
No, but it's like this super. Dude, the prickle paw, man, it gets you every time. The prickle pear. Excuse me.
Prickly pear, yeah, I'm there. I
prickly pear. So it's not even like that. It's like fucking. It's like the cartooniest, bug-eyed, generic, It's not realistic. It's not sexualized. It's just like this shitty round cartoon bear sitting in front of sitting. I can't even how much you're dying. It's making me die more. He's like sitting in front of this other animal. I don't even remember what it was. It was like some other shitty generic cartoon animal. It was probably like a deer or something. And me, again, I'm like here for the express purpose to jack off, right? I'm like,
sure about.
I'm like, I have gone to 4chan to jack off and look at porn and humans having sex. And it's like Vore thread. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I don't understand what the fuck this is. So it very quickly just becomes like, I'm just so confused by what's happening. Like, I completely forget like what I even came here to do. And I'm just like watching this unfold. And I'm like, all right, it's a bear. And the bear's watching TV. And the deer's watching TV. And the deer is like laying down, and the deer is playing video games. The deer is like a controller, and the deer is playing video games on the TV, and the bear's just sitting there, and the bear's like eating some popcorn. And I'm like, all right, this seems innocuous. I don't understand like why this is getting linked here. And then the bear runs out of popcorn, and the bear just kind of sits there and he looks around for a second, and I'm like, okay, I guess this GIF's about to end. That's a weird thread. And then the bear's mouth grows to the size of like the entire room. And I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck is about to happen? And he just starts walking his jaws up the deer's like hind legs. The deer's like laying on the ground. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not going to work at all, bear. That's way too slow. That deer is just gonna run away. Deer are game animal. Deer are very good at running and jumping out of dangerous predicaments.
Got the prey eyes, so they can see this from a mile off.
Like, this is like a very horrible plan, but the deer. The deer just lays there and takes it, and I'm like, and he doesn't even stop. The deer doesn't even stop playing the video game. The deer is like still playing the video game while it's getting eaten, and it's like the bear's just like slowly gulping it, and its stomach becomes this like giant protruded bulbous round thing. It's way bigger than the deer ever was. Like there's no need for the stomach to be as big as it is. And then the deer is like all the way up to its head. It's still trying to play the video game with its like little hooves. And then it finally, like the last gulp, the bear like swallows it. Okay, the bear swallows it. The controller is like the cord is in the bear's mouth, right? Because it wasn't a wireless controller. They didn't have the technology, and it swallows the deer, and fucking. The GIF ends. Like the bear just makes this this face and the GIF ends. The GIF ends. And I'm okay, hang on. No, mind you, I don't know if you know how 4chan works. But 4chan has like when you go to the porn board of 4chan, it shows like an image and then it has like people's comments below it and they post either their own comments or other images.
Reply
to give you more things to touch your penis to.
Same vein.
And so this one's like all replies, and I haven't really looked at any of them. I'm just like staring at the GIF, and the GIF like starts to replay, right?
It's looping,
so I'm like, it was definitely the end. I guess that was it. And I scroll down, and the part that like fucking killed me is that all the replies are like if I had just watched like the hottest anal porn fucking whatever fucking cum shot. They're like the first reply is just like, oh my God, so hot, I came. Like, and then the next reply is like more. Wait,
Will, you're telling me you didn't immediately achieve orgasm hands-free?
I forgot my penis existed 5 seconds into this video. Like, I saw the bear and my penis just ceased existing. My penis went to another dimension. It was no longer attached to my body. I was only concerned with what was going on and what I had stumbled upon.
And that poor deer.
And that poor deer. That poor unrealistic deer. But yeah, all the replies were just like, fucking, oh my God, fucking more. And then there were like people linking and it was more like weird cartoon shit of like, and I was just like, what the fuck? So that is like, if you want to talk about like where I just look at, this is where I can throw you the biggest olive branch back to the original point.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I cannot understand or fathom any world where that has like an inkling of any kind of sexuality to it. And yet, Vore.
And yet here we are. Yeah, Vore.
Vore. People apparently get off to Vore. I don't understand what choices or paths or incurrences or genetic spontaneous brain neurons. I don't know how they align. Like, I literally understand people that are attracted to inanimate objects more than I understand that at this point.
Sure.
It's like, oh yeah, that roller coaster, man, he can get it. Like, sure. But the cartoon bear, he doesn't even fuck the deer. He doesn't even really eat them. He just like
engulfs.
He just gulps them and then that's it. There's no like, he doesn't even like engulp them and then like shoot out a shitty little load of cum at the end after he engulps them. He just gulps them, and that's the whole rodeo. So this has been a whirlwind. We have been talking for an hour and 5 minutes.
And I'm gonna say that half an hour of that was just trying to make it through the description of the GIF. In conclusion, please like, comment, and subscribe with your Vore stories. If you could please explain to me, because Will's depiction of a GIF didn't quite cut the mustard for me. If you can help me to understand what, or if you've got that GIF, please let me know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh my God. Well, I think that's the podcast, man.
Yeah, okay, so we covered butts, we covered sadness. Yeah. We did butts and sadness.
And Vore.
Exactly right. And Vore. They didn't prescribe the Vore, but we did definitely cover it.
Oh no. Well, yeah, I guess I have been MetalMusicMan.
And I've been Professor Lex, I think.
This has been a podcast. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.